Welcome back to Planet Wildlife.
Today we're going to make a second attempt at giving our Pomeranian a haircut.
On our last haircut video, we did get a comment of horrible cut.
Hopefully, since we have... This is big me up.
That's supposed to work too.
Hopefully, now that we've had a little experience and with new equipment, we're going to do a better job. We have new clippers and a new brush.
So stay tuned till the end of our video where we'll do a review on the new equipment.
The links for all the equipment will be in the description box below. And if this is your first time here, make sure you subscribe. Okay, here we go. Yeah. Okay. Getting started is always kind of hard. I have trouble getting him to stand up, and then I'm trying to get the machine working, but here we go. Now, as you can see, I am super hesitant and scaredy with these clippers. They are barely even touching his fur. Unfortunately, this goes on for some time. At this point, I decided that this isn't really going all that well, and perhaps it would be better to just get out the scissors and get rid of some of the mass before we go back to the clippers. Since I'm trying to do a lion cut, I'm really only cutting to up around his shoulders and just taking off the majority of the fluff. Back to the clippers we go. We're going to try this again. Well, that was awkward. While going back and forth, different directions. I am just not good at using that. So at this point I decide, okay, let's stop and use the scissors again. Well, at least somebody's happy. By now I'm getting a lot of his coat cut down. As you can see, I'm just sort of stopping around the shoulders. We'll deal with that later.
Approximately 10 hours later.
Here I am totally struggling with him, trying to get him to cooperate. As you can see, I've cut a lot off now. He's much shorter, and I'm trying to get to his stomach. He's not having it. It's kind of off camera, so you can't really see it. But right here, I'm working on cutting his pants. They get really long, and that's sort of our biggest problem area. Why he's always having to have baths and stuff. So I like to try to keep it really tight back there. Again, this goes on for a while. Now that I've got him significantly shorter with the scissors, I decide to go back in again and try to use the clippers. At this point, it is choppy, uneven. I'm ready to just give up and wait for Daddy to get home. Apparently, this isn't a one-person job. Okay, we're about halfway through. I don't think I was filming before. We're doing a lion cut this time, or at least we're trying. So, whoops. having his belly done. So, Daddy's finally home. Now, I did do most of the haircut myself, but now that I have someone to help hold him, we're going to go ahead and try to smooth him out a little bit and pick up some of the rough edges. And ta-da! Here's a picture of his final cut. Before we start into our review, I want to say that this is not sponsored in any way. We either bought this stuff or the clippers were actually given to us by our sister-in-law.
As for the review, we're going to give everything that we upgraded a big thumbs up. It helped so much, made such a big difference. What we have here is called an Andis professional shears, and it's got two different speeds on it. It's got a slower speed and a faster speed. It made our job a lot quicker, a lot easier, and a better end result of a smoother cut. So it is well worth the money of the $35 model that we bought at Walmart compared to this one costs about $100, and there's a link below on where you can get these. It does have interchangeable blades rather than the little plastic attachment. We used a number 7 because we didn't want to get too deep and cut away his second layer of fur. They also had a 10, which we haven't actually used, but it might be good for like around his feet and his underside and things like that.
The other thing that we upgraded were the brushes. Now, I had been using just this dollar store brush, and it doesn't work. It just glides over his fur. It doesn't actually get down to his undercoat. On the last video, I had comments where they were all like, you should brush that dog. He's all got mats. Okay, I do brush the dog. And I didn't brush more this time. I just used a better brush. It's self-cleaning. It's called a Petacular. It's the type, maybe more so than the brand, although I will have this exact one linked down below in the description. And it makes such a difference. Okay, he doesn't really fuss, but it actually gets through. Okay, he fusses a little. It actually gets through to his undercoat. Now, I also bought this rake type. Okay, he hates this. He hates this a lot.
I would hate this. It is a medieval torture device.
But when you really need to get through a thick section, like sometimes his mane up here gets just so thick, it will actually go through it. See, it pulls out, it'll de-shed. Now, that does not make him happy at all, so I don't usually use that one.
I would assume this might be better for if you had maybe a collie, German Shepherd, something like that. But it does work really good. So overall,
Two thumbs up.
It's worth the investment. It made things much easier and quicker. We don't mind quite as much shaving our own dog now.
And we're not getting a bunch of judgment from people just because we had the wrong brush.
Wait and see.
Okay, we might be getting judgment. Just because we had better tools doesn't mean that we're necessarily better at doing the thing. Now, on our last one, we ended with just pay the groomer. And I would have to say, if you have the money, yeah, I'm still there. Just pay the groomer. But sometimes you don't have 40 bucks. And so it's nice to be able to learn to do it on your own. Thanks.
Bye.
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 Say bye.